Oh, this is going to be good. The satisfying downfall of Chud the Builder. Video by O'Shea Duke Jackson. Before we get started, pick up a copy of Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset, written by me, BIGGKISH. The link will be in the description. Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, and hit the hype. And make sure y'all hit that Cash App right there. Y'all see it scrolling right there? Yeah, I just want to get me some jelly because I went downstairs and make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I just got peanut butter. I ain't got the jelly, so I said, dang, I ain't even got no, with the money, I ain't even got no damn money. God, check it out, y'all.
Keep you stuck in there.
Since Chud the Builder has been arrested, his supporters are arguing for a certain level of parity. Not just the idea that he's going around and instigating problems with other races of people, most notably black, but the real issue is the ability to freely disrespect other groups without consequence.
It basically comes down usually at the end of the day, like only white men can't say these words. You know, it's not something that we're working on because it's unsavory or distasteful or not fit for public consumption. If you're black, you can put the word in a rap song 100 times. And it's okay. You can use it all day and night. Honestly, pretty much any race.
The only rapper who I know says Nigger is probably Young Thug. That's why I told y'all there's a bigger agenda. People are being paid off to use the N-word with the hard ER to hopefully soften the younger generation so they would accept it and they wouldn't have no fight in them the way we have fight in us. You know what I'm saying? They offer the adults. They on to the younger generation. That's why that wasn't Young Thug's idea for him to have blue eyes with pale skin on his album cover. That wasn't his idea for him to have the word ninja. He kept on saying it with the hard ER. He was paid off allegedly. These people are paying people to do this, y'all. This is real.
Except for the white man.
So because black people are able to use this N-word, well then why are we being targeted for using the N-word?
Oh, my N-word, huh? What's up, homie?
And so they use this baseline logic to justify the unfairness that Chud the Builder is facing while he's currently locked up fighting his case. And let's assume that this thinking is right. There are other people online who use racist terminology. Nick Fuentes, you have Andrew Tate, who's half black. Other people do it. And even though it's racist and insensitive, they're not going live and starting troubles with people.
Right.
Which why this argument doesn't work. This baseline intellect is also shared by other Chud supporters. Most notably,
that does not deny you the right to defend yourself. You can say all kinds of crazy shit on the internet, but that does not mean that you can't defend yourself.
So besides Chud the Builder having the ability to use the N-word, he could also talk about this idea that he could use force. On Twitter, he can say, if you deal with me or if you come towards me, I can use force. And what you're trying to see Myron do is marrying the so-called free speech principle with the idea of I can protect.
What you see, these people, they would never bring up the fact that he's harassing people. He's harassing people while they out on the night or on the town.
Protect myself if you bother me. So let's go back and analyze the whole assessment. 1, white people can say the N-word about black people. They should be able to go up to bother black people and say the N-word while doing it. They should be able to go live and harass innocent people who are not bothering anybody. And if black people get hostile, they should be able to go onto their Twitter and talk about, I will kill you if you bother me. That's the basic logic that we're using today, guys. But stick with me. Let's go back to the Myron debate. This is what he's trying to say with DJ Academics. But Academics would challenge that thinking.
You don't believe that his previous behaviors and tweets will come in at all?
No, because what's going to happen is the prosecution's going to try. The prosecution's obviously going to try to put it in.
Before Academics could even get his words out.
Man, Academics been tearing them up lately. You got Sneeko, you got him. Who else we got? But he been standing up for the people, so I gotta salute him for that. You know what I mean? Umar Academics.
He was like, no! His past tweets will not have any harm against him because that's the law. The prosecution will try to bring that up, but that's the law. Here's my minor criticism. Myron may have worked as a federal agent before, but one thing that he is not is a licensed attorney. And even if he was one, he would not be a licensed attorney in Tennessee. Myron does not know criminal law. He's not a prosecutor.
Right.
He's not a defense attorney. The one thing I hate about content creators is that sometimes we try to act like we know more than people who are in those actual professions. But this is what happens when you listen to Myron.
He has posted things on X, made other videos on X on what his intent is. For instance, on May 4th of this year on X, he posted, "Keep encouraging your fellow blacks to assault me. When you see a chimp with their brains blown out on the timeline, just know y'all did this to your own people."
At this level, it's way more than freedom of speech. This is hatred at its finest. They might do little things like lock him up for a while. They might do stuff like that to satisfy the people. Y'all already know this is what they do when they hide something with their other hand. This is what they do.
Damn! Not only did the prosecution do exactly what Myron said, it looks very, very bad. They've looked at all of his past tweets and now they're using this against him. And then
2016, this is 6 days before this event. Chud the Builder posts on X, "I will defend my life with lethal force. Do not approach me with intent to threaten bodily harm." And then he posts another response to himself. "Series finale is dead chimp on the pavement and you monkeys rioting when I walk free. Stay tuned."
I mean, look at Chud the Builder right now. Doesn't he look very defeated? I mean, where is Myron at to help him out? And stop the show. Guys.
Yeah, well, why aren't you making that argument that you was making with all the black people on the streets with the same with the judge? Why you not approaching the judge with all of that? Judge, this is freedom of speech. Why you ain't doing all of that? You look stupid, bruh.
Guys, can anybody find out if Myron donated any money to Chud the Builder? I bet you he didn't donate anything.
Oh, got him. He got it. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Now says Dalton Etherly had no business being at the courthouse that day. They say he had a hearing earlier that day, around 9 a.m., but Etherly didn't show up and a default judgment was placed against him. Etherly then showed up some 4 hours later, just moments before the shooting that took place around 1:15 p.m.
Now, Chud the Builder was supposed to be at court that day on May the 13th. Too bad Chud the Builder.
Being though that he filmed himself do all these crazy events that he's been doing, all these egregious acts. Now what they're going to say is that everything that he do moving forward is premeditated. That's what it is.
Got to court 4 hours late and just didn't show up because he's irresponsible. Now, had he had shown up to court on time, then maybe this wouldn't have happened that day. I'm pretty sure it was bound to happen eventually, but it most likely wouldn't have happened that day. The issue is he was irresponsible and he didn't do what he was supposed to do. Instead, you went to the courthouse to basically do this.
He immediately walks right in front of Mr. and Mrs. Fox, and now we don't have audio yet of it, but he stops right at Mr. and Mrs. Fox and what can only be assumed starts his live streaming right there. The same thing he does, approaches the first black people he could see.
So let's understand it better. You're supposed to go to your own court case. You decline to show up, which means that you don't even respect the law. You then show up to the courthouse when you want to and then start trouble. And then these same guys say that black people are the problematic race. So those people who believe that Chud the Builder's tweets don't really have anything to do with his current status or why he may lose his case.
And y'all heard the guy say that they don't have the audio, but I bet you Kick got the audio. And what's going to happen is they're going to have to enforce rules to Kick, saying you can't go around doing this. You can't go around following people doing stuff like that, man.
Well, let's talk about what the tweets actually prove. Number one, establishes a level of intent, premeditation, or state of mind. Let me explain.
Premeditate,
Starting things and instigating and harassing people. Shoots a black man. That's what it's going to say all over the headlines. Watch me shoot this. Hey, bro, pull up.
Premeditated, bro.
Pull up. As soon as I see you, bro, I'm shooting your brains out. Let me see him with a weapon. I'm not sparing another one because I did it last time.
Let's examine this current situation.
Man.
Now, if Chud the Builder...
The judge get a hold of that little piece of footage right there, so you done, bro. You done.
Was an innocent person walking by or going to work every day, and it's a group of black dudes all the time bullying him, harassing him every single day. It would appear to me that he would be well within his right to feel the way he does at this particular point. It just will make sense. You guys are harassing me. I'm trying to go to work. You're bullying me. I have no way to get there, so I must protect myself. This is much different from a person who is the antagonist and then making the case that I must protect myself even though you're the cause of the issue. And what it seems like is you are doing this so you can establish the fact that you want to use violence against somebody. So we now know that you have the intent, you have the premeditation and the state of mind to use violence on somebody else. And it's important to know that the prosecution must prove this beyond a reasonable doubt. And when you go through the timeline of Chud the Builder, there is no doubt that you can prove this by way of reasonable doubt. When you look at Chud the Builder's tweets, what he's trying to do is use the self-defense or stand your ground claim, which people do in a lot of southern states. It's very big in Texas, Florida, Tennessee. So, in order for you as a person to use the stand your ground or self-defense claim, the person has to exhibit or be in a situation where you have a reasonable fear of imminent death or bodily harm, and you cannot be the initial aggressor or engaged in unlawful activity. Now, the problem with Chud the Builder is that he's a streamer, and we can clearly see the highly confrontational rage baiting and that kind of content where you're targeting or harassing black people using racial slurs at black individuals.
And this is why the downfall of Chud feels so good to people like me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like I'm getting a sense of justice. I know this ain't the full justice that we need, but it's a start. Lock this snitch up, man. Get him up out of here, man. Get him up out of here.
Now, once you can establish that that behavior has a pattern, then it's very difficult for you to come back around and say, I'm scared for my life, family. They just hate white people. They're trying to bother us. I just was trying to eat my celery and Bronco flour sandwiches, but these blacks were bothering me. The third thing, the tweets show that basically you are racist. Now, being racist is not necessarily a crime, but being a racist can point to the motives behind a violent crime. And we see this all the time. I've already talked about this, all right? Then also this, Chud the Builder was actually dumb enough to live stream the immediate aftermath of the shooting while speaking to first responders.
Damn!
Any statements that you make on camera during or immediately after the incident are treated as admissions by a party opponent under rules of evidence. Now,
I can't get over how he raised $200,000. Bruh, come on. This lets you know that there's way more Chud the Builders out there than this, man. It's way more of him out there, bro.
All of these things add up to one big thing for Chud the Builder and his supporters, which is a loss. Now, I'm not here to tell anybody to feel any kind of way. You can like what you like, you can hate what you hate. But the point is that if you exhibit these behaviors where people can clearly see what you're trying to do, they're going to build a case. This is the same thing that we say.
Did you see the younger generation that be so hyped to be around Chud the Builder? They already against their own people. These are the little gangsters, the little YNs, the little gang bangers and gang members. They already against their people. So it's like they got black colored skin, but really they like Chud. All skin folk ain't kin folk, man.
About the drill rappers. And we've seen plenty of guys, you know, bragging about their crimes, bragging about what they want to do to their enemies,
towards
then
their
try
own
to
people.
play the role and say the system is against them, and that's just music, and that's just this, and that's just that. But the evidence is right there for us to see, and when you analyze it, and you get somebody that's as skilled as a prosecutor, you got people that are special investigators, and also you can look at what was going on with the Nashville Police Department when he was out there. Clearly, he was disrespecting certain people in the great city of Nashville, and one of those cops was black. When you combine all of that footage and you get a jury inside of that particular courtroom, Chud the Builder is going to have a big issue trying to overturn this. The people who are defending this, it just goes to show you that their racial bigotry and bias is strong. And what's scary is it is so many more people who feel exactly like them, and they don't want to listen to the logic. And it's crazy because when they talk about black Americans or African Americans, the criticism towards us is that we are emotional and we don't use logical thinking. And that's the problem with our community. Yet we are clearly seeing these other communities doing the exact same thing, if not worse, in their own.
Not all the YNs. Not all the YNs. Not all of them. Not all of them. But a lot of them hate their own damn people. Gotta call that out, bro.
Biases. So then how does somebody even take you seriously? So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another.
Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about the downfall of Chud the Builder. It makes me feel good, man. That's what I just hope, because these people are known for surprising us with some backhanded shit. And next thing you know, it died down. This subject died down a little bit. Give it a year or something like that. This is the type of behavior these people are known for. We think Chud about to have a downfall. Next thing you know, yeah, he's being released. when everybody forget about it. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that happened. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but this is what these people are known for. So don't be surprised if this downfall isn't permanent, but it's a start. I would say that it's a start. But that's the end of the video. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Y'all make sure y'all hype this video up. Big Kish signing out. Going, y'all.